Hello, friends.
Hello.
Mondo podcast.
Hi,
What do we got today? What do we have? Something with Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton.
Our fine friends at Saban Films and have given us a trailer to the new Michael Keaton film that he also directs.
I was very excited to see that.
While he's acting.
It's only his second movie that he's directed.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's called Knox Goes Away, and it looks like sort of a thriller, sort of a movie, and it's got a great cast. I mean, along with him, he plays John Knox. Al Pacino is in it. Marcia Harden, James Marsden. Those are big names. So it comes out March 15th in theaters. It premiered at the Toronto Film Festival back in September, TIFF. But it's getting a release by Saban Films on March 15th. Okay. So we're here to take a look at the trailer.
All right.
Al Pacino's done some pretty good movies.
He's been in some. I've heard of him. He's been in some stuff.
Yeah. His character is Xavier. So,
All right. Let's take a look at this directorial feature by Michael Keaton.
All right. Let's check it out.
I am Batman.
Still the best Batman, honestly.
I've been doing this job a long time. People like to talk about the targets. Think it made them feel better.
Why don't you care who the guy is?
They never got what it was really all about. Which was, in 10 minutes, they're not gonna be anybody.
Knox, you okay? Knox.
You have a very rare form of dementia.
How much time do I have?
Weeks, not months. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Doc. Even if I hated you for telling me, I'd forget soon enough.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show up like this.
Do I know you?
Dad,
please.
Miles, what happened?
This guy hurt my daughter. So I killed him. I never asked you for anything in my life. But I'm desperate.
Why does he hate you so much?
They found out what I did for a living.
The police are all over this. You don't pull this off, this all goes to hell.
I'm getting worse every hour. It's like a curtain coming down. I'm running out of time.
They finally got up to you, huh?
There's no coming back from this one. It was you.
What?
You turned me in.
That's not true, Dad. You're losing it. Something's wrong with you.
John, good luck.
I swore I'd never be like you.
And here we are.
I like that animated logo. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's.
Wow, that looks great. It looks like an interesting premise.
Yeah.
Like
he's a hitman, and then his strange son comes back and says, "I've killed somebody, and I need your help."
No, he's not. It's not a fatal disease. He just says like dementia.
Oh, okay.
So he lives, but he's just going to be gone. That's why Knox goes away. It's like,
gotcha,
but it's still a ticking clock kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a ticking clock because he will be gone.
Right.
Like that 1949 Edmund O'Brien film called DOA, where he's poisoned and he has only a certain amount of time to solve his own murder. Right. This one sounds like he's got to race against time because his memories are fading away. It's got a little bit of a Memento vibe to it,
definitely,
which is cool. I mean, and Michael Keaton always he plays a great sort of grizzled, hardened character.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing that he can do that. And he also can do comedy really well.
Yeah.
He's just an excellent actor. And I think it's interesting to see him behind the camera too, see what he does with this film.
It is. I kind of think comedians are really good at playing dark characters because a lot of them use humor as kind of like their defense. Like they have, like maybe they were bullied as kids or something. You find out a lot later that like sometimes these comedians you think are so funny and they have all this fun that they're actually have a lot of dark behind them. I mean, Matthew Perry. Yeah. So you think about that. So I think they're really good at like bringing that extra soulfulness, I think, to these kind of characters. And Michael Keaton's so great. I mean,
also, there's a lot of finesse to comedy too. There's a lot of timing and people don't realize how difficult comedy is. They think somebody just go out there and be funny, but it's like no, there's a lot to it. And I think that applies to the idea of acting as well. You know, you have to, you bring the same skill set to serious acting that you do to comedy. Comedy just happens to be funny. But Michael Keaton is he's kind of timeless though too. He different times through his life, he plays different kinds of characters. He was like the young cocky guy when he started out, and now he's like the grizzle. Now he has sort of become from being the Tim Burton Batman, he's now become the Frank Miller Batman. You know,
he totally has.
He's like the total Frank Miller Batman now. Like he could play Batman right now.
All right. Yep.
And
I mean, that's awesome. That's really
and
good.
I think, and he really pulls off the action stuff. Like at the end, he kind of gets into a fight, and it's like you totally sell that he can do that kind of stuff.
He has that kind of finesse. I like the idea. So it looks like possibly. So he has this illness he finds out about. So he's having memory lapses
kind of
and it's starting to kick in. And then he has a son he's estranged from for we don't know why. Maybe because he's a hitman, apparently. So maybe
that's what he said. Like he doesn't like what I do for a living.
So I'm assuming that's it. But I like that now he showed up to get his help because he's apparently killed someone, it looks like. But he had a good reason. Hurt his daughter. Love that he's going to help him, like with his finesse, but he's kind of losing it. So in a way, it's like, is he going to be able to pull it off? Because it looks like, I like how they showed a scene where he's doing some kind of hit, and all of a sudden he's kind of like he's waking up, going, "Wait, where am I? What happened?" Like he doesn't even know what happened in the space of time. Like so, his hitman finesse is getting affected.
That's very interesting. I also like the line where he's talking to his son and he goes, you turned me in. And the son goes, no, I did. That's really interesting. Where that can
that's a part of dementia. A lot of times the paranoia comes in, if you've ever been around anybody who's going through that, they sometimes feel like, are you stealing my money? Where's my money?
Well, it also might be part of why they're estranged also. I mean, he put him away. I mean, before he was, so you don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, no, Dad, you're crazy. You're paranoid. It's like, but he might have. It seems like something he might do.
Right.
So you don't know. I know that it looks really fun. I feel like there's a lot of things in play here versus just seeing Michael Keaton like this is cool and he's directing it. Seeing him as a hitman, which I would like just seeing him as a hitman, even without the dementia thing, which is a cool kind of ticking clock idea. But it's like, I think that just seeing him as a hitman is fun to see, just because you just don't expect it. He just looks like he's this tired dude. It's like, he can be able to do it, but he's super precise,
He's good in whatever. He was in a Spider-Man movie recently, and he was actually really good. He brought the depth and the gravitas to a movie about a kid who dresses up like a spider and swings around on webs. And
I guess he's going to be in the new Beetlejuice too, right?
So. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, Burk is right. He is timeless. Like he's been around for, 50 years probably.
So much he's done.
I remember him as the goof in that movie Night Shift, that Ron Howard film, where he was just this cocky goofball. Yeah. Really funny. Yeah. Comedian.
Sarcastic.
And I remember when Tim Burton cast him in Batman, people are going, Michael Keaton is Batman.
Like,
what? Are you crazy?
And the thing is, he brought kind of that sort of duality of like serious, but also funny. And I think it really needed that, especially in a Tim Burton movie.
And he also had a heaviness to him. I mean, he's got he has a intimidating vibe to him. He's when you first met him, when he first appeared on the scene as I think he was a stand-up comic. We probably saw him for the first time on the Johnny Carson show or something. And he was that kind of 80s style or whatever, late 70s, early 80s style comic. And then when he starts, did was it Night Shift? And then once Batman happened, I remember rejecting that idea. Like, he's funny. He can't be Batman. I want my Batman to be serious. I don't want him to be a stand-up comic. And he doesn't have the same facial struggle. He needs to be, but then when you see the movie, you're like, he's big and he's tough and he can be intimidating. Cool. He had that look and he grew on me, and I ended up thinking, he is one of the better Batmans.
I mean, if they had more, like bigger, more serious actors do it, but they don't have that sort of duality of like serious and dark and then the light. Like they just don't. I mean, do you think George Clooney would be perfect? One of the worst.
Batman has a craziness to him. There's a one of the things I love about the character and the character that Michael Keaton can play it so well is that there is an unhingedness to it. That's why he and the Joker are such great foils with each other. They both have problems. Yeah. And I think like what you were saying before, how comedians tend to take serious roles and bring things out in them that other people who just do serious can't sometimes find. I think that's the thing Michael Keaton has. He's able to, I mean, in this movie, I'll bet there's moments where he's Michael Keaton, where there's a little bit of a sarcastic
little twinkle in his eye.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And that adds so much to the depth of the character.
I have a poster. Boop. So you see they're really playing into the seriousness of it. So they have like a almost desaturated sepia tone to it.
Yeah.
But then they give it the italic kind of sans serif, looks a little action. So because you're seeing Michael Keaton, you do not want to mistake this for a comedy, right? So they have the cool quotes. They have him looking serious and almost unrecognizable in the sunglasses. I mean, you probably know it's him, but I think they're kind of shielding that a little bit too. And he's pulling. I love it. He's like putting his hand in his jacket. What's gonna happen? Yeah. Oh no!
He's not in there.
Yeah, it's a nice poster. I like the cop moment posters. They feel kind of retro to me. I really like that. That's really well done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're excited to see this. It's coming out March 15th. It's Michael Keaton behind the camera, in front of the camera, with help from Al Pacino, Marcia, Harden, James Marsden. Not bad.
Not bad.
Pretty good star power. Yeah.
Yeah, Al Pacino. He's all.
It looks incredibly fun and cool. So looking forward to it. So thanks very much.
Let us know in your comments what you think of it. What's your favorite Michael Keaton movie? I mean, we need to know.
There's so many.
Gosh,
it's tough.
So many.
Okay.
I can't even think of that. All right. Bye.
See ya.